Hello everybody, Matteo here again, and I welcome you in my RC garage to the fourth video of my Axial SCX10 build series. The axles, dampers and gearbox is finished, and as next we will build the links and bring the whole chassis together. Step D1 is the build of the steering links. All links are made in steel and looks very strong. To be sure to use the right link on every position, the size can be compared with the drawing in the manual. And basically there are three types of connectors. The straight ones, these ones with an angle, and these ones with an angle on the other direction. And also the links have a mark to be sure to use it on the right direction. To screw on the connectors, the link can be fixed in the electric tool, and so it's very easy to screw on these connectors. I got this idea thanks to Matt from Scale Builders Guild. He used this method on his build. Of course, on the other side we cannot use the electric tool, so we have to screw it on manually. And here it's good to know on this side of the link is a left-hand thread. This means we have to turn the link counterclockwise to screw it on. As next, insert the ball into the connector. And here the first links are finished. Step D2 is the build of the Panhard bar. Here are two special connectors to install. And here is it finished. Step D3 is the build of the front upper link. First I had trouble to find the correct link. There is no link in the correct size matching the drawing in the manual. But the size is indicated as 68.4 mm, and this is exactly the size of the link. So this means the drawing in the manual is wrong, but the link had the correct size. This link is also finished. Step D4 are the front lower links. And here are these links with the straight connectors. Step D5 are the rear upper links. Here these connectors have to be used. And here are the finished links. Step D6 are the rear lower links. And I have it already completed. And here you can see all the links are ready. Step E1 is the assembly of the drive shafts. Here are two different sleeves, marked as 1 and 2. The manual says to use on 2 positions the sleeve number 2 and on 2 positions the sleeve number 1. But we have 3 times the sleeve number 1 and only 1 time the sleeve number 2. But you can see this part here is the short sleeve. It means this number here should be the sleeve number 1. So, let's bring together these parts. First, screw on the connectors on the sleeves and using a bit of thread lock. Now apply grease and insert the bolt. Install the metal sleeve and fix it with this pin. On this sleeve are 2 different holes, one with a thread and on the other side a smaller one. Also on this plastic cover are a small and a bigger hole, and these have to be fit to the holes on the metal sleeve. Then I use a bit of thread lock on the bolt and install it on the gear shaft. To complete the drive shaft, we have to insert the middle connector and the other universal joint. And here you can see the drive shafts are installed. Step F1 is the installation of the link holders. These holders are indicated by a number, and so it's easy to install the right part on the correct position. Here the holders are installed. Step F2 is the installation of the links on the skid plate. And also the lower links have to be screwed on. Here are the links connected to the skid plate. Step F3 is the installation of the steering servo. I'm going to use this waterproof servo from Power HD. It's specially designed for crawlers. First I have to install this plate. But now I have a problem. The servo fits not into the holder. I think the size of my servo is nothing special, so I'm wondering why this not fit directly. Anyway, I have to trim a bit this part here and make a bit more space for the servo. Here you can see it is done, and now the servo fits. And I can screw it on. And also the servo horn. As next I have to prepare the damper stay by screw on this part. And screw on the Panhard bar. Here these two parts are ready. Step F4 is to bring these parts together with the chassis rails. First the front damper stay with Panhard bar. Then the holder with the steering servo. These holes on the steel leather frame does not fit very well to the plastic parts. It needs a bit of force to be able to insert the screws. Also, this side plate have to be installed and screwed on. Then the rear damper stay and the chassis connectors. And another connector on the top. Here you can see these parts are finished. Step F5 is to bring these parts together with the skid plate and links. First, the two leather frames on the correct holes and screw it on the skid plate. Here it is. Step F6 is the assembly of the other side of the chassis frame. First, the rear part. And now the front part together with the side plate and screw it on. And slowly the chassis grows up. Step F7 is the installation of the motor and complete transmission on the chassis. First, the front right damper stay have to be installed. Then the motor and transmission can be installed. Here are two screws from underneath and two screws from above. And the transmission is also installed. Step F8 is the installation of the front drivetrain. First, the steering linkage have to be installed. It is done, and it works. The first thing to screw on is the Panhard bar. Then connect and screw on the drive shaft. Then the front upper link. And the steering link to the servo horn. Step F9 is the assembly of the front suspension. So, now I have to decide which dampers I use in front and rear. I think I use the harder springs in front, because there is more weight in front than at the rear. Now the dampers and lower links can be installed with one screw. And on the top, fixing the damper with another screw. And here it is, the front suspension is finished. Step F10 is the installation of the rear drivetrain and rear suspension. First, insert the two upper links and screw them on. Then the drive shaft. Next the dampers and lower links. And the damper on the top. So finally the main part of the chassis is done. Next is the installation of the electronics, and then we getting closer to build the body. But this is it for the moment. Stay tuned to see the next steps. Subscribe to my channel you haven't already. A thumbs up for this video would be highly appreciated. Thanks for watching and see you soon.